it's Wednesday evening. I'm, I don't know, 70% certain I know where I'm going right now. Which, whatever. If not, I'll try again. I think I last made a video for you the 16th, but I don't know when that was. I was watching your videos today. I just had dinner. I'll work my way backwards. I just had dinner with Ellen, a teacher. So Ellen teaches hippo class with Tasha, the babies. Next year she won't actually be teaching. She'll be doing other things. Well, she'll be teaching, just not the same things. Sorry, I'm also hoping I recognize things as I walk. She said there should be a Starbucks coming up, which actually I think I see. In which case I'll know where I am. So I just had dinner with her and her mom at her house, which was actually, it was so nice. I was a little bit worried because, I don't know, I haven't really been into many Koreans' homes. And like, Ellen is technically my supervisor. I'm teaching her English in exchange for her teaching me Korean. Although, I think I don't think she knows enough English to teach me Korean. Because just like the babies in our school have a fluent Korean teacher with them, and the older ones don't really need one. It's the same deal. Okay, good. That is the Starbucks I recognize. Fabulous. I'm in the right place. I took a bus successfully. I didn't end up where I thought I was going to, based on her description earlier. But now I understand. Yeah, so it was a really nice dinner. She asked in advance, like beforehand, weeks ago, she asked, she's very sly about like finding out things from people. So she just like offhand was like, oh, what food do you like? Like, what are your favorite Korean foods? And I mentioned bibimbap and bulgogi, so her mom made bibimbap and bulgogi. I did some research to see what I should take, because like in America I'd take, I don't know, flowers or wine, but my wine selection skills are pretty crap, and even in my first language, certainly in my second, and like maybe in the States I could say something like, oh, let me bring dessert, but here they don't really, like, dessert's not as big a thing. But yeah, so turns out that when you're going to someone's home, you bring fruit. So I brought strawberries, and they were actually really, really, really good. It was a good choice. I also was constrained by the fact that I knew that whatever I brought would be probably served for dessert. So like I didn't want to bring something that they would like and I would hate, like a Paris baguette cake or something, because those are bleh. But no, it was really lovely. So kind and so sweet. And like, I'm used to bad English at this point, like really, really used to it, and sort of figuring out what's going on by hand motions and so on. And as we're about to eat, Mom tried to say, sit down to me, but instead said, like, encouragingly and invitingly said, oh, stand up. And Ellen lost it. And twice during dinner, food in her mouth, started just absolutely busted out laughing. It's pretty great. Yeah, I was like, nah, it's fine, whatever. You were on target. Very similar phrases. Well done. Today is the beginning of the last days I'll ever see my babies. Well, not ever. Okay, so they're still going to be here next year, but they'll come in the afternoon. They'll come Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I don't know if I'll be their teacher. I have absolutely no clue. I know who I'm teaching Tuesday, Thursday. I don't know anything about Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And I only know my Tuesday, Thursday kids because specifically I was asked to stay later on those days. And I know which kids stay later on those days. Which does mean that I think for a third school year running, I have escaped AK. AK it's terrible. It's terrible. Terrible. But like, yeah, it's weird because for the last 18 months, pretty much any day I've been working, they've been there. Sure, like I've had vacations and there were a few days where we had work, but there was no kindergarten, there was only elementary, but pretty much every day for the last year and a half, the last 18 months, I've seen my babies. And Monday will be my last day seeing them every morning. It'll be weird. But yeah, they're growing up. My babies are growing up. Today, Kay made a great joke, and I was just like, I don't know, I'm pretty sure he meant it to be a joke. I ate salad for lunch, and there was dressing in a little container on the side. I bought the salad. And he was like, oh, to our teacher, is that the sauce? I said, yes, it is the sauce, but when we put it on salad, we call it dressing. So he sits there and goes, oh, salad has no clothes, but we put on dressing and now it has clothes. Like, then it gets dressed. And I was like, okay, that's wonderful. Yes, yes. And congratulations on reaching a level of language that you can try and figure out the humor and the verbal tricks in my language using it. So proud. I'm still entertained. I'm just like quietly lost, not very quietly lost it at the table. Lunch table is great. I am, for those following along at home, I am not lost. I'm almost back at work, and then I'll go a little further and be home. But right now I'm just waiting at a stoplight in an attempt to, you know, not get run over. What was yesterday? Yesterday was so right now I have 4 Malaysian couch surfers, 4 girls. Which is kind of funny because I also had 4 Malaysian couch surfers last weekend, girls. And it's a different set of 4 Malaysian couch surfers because it seems that twice a Malaysian woman messaged me and said, hey, can I stay? And I was like, yeah, sure. And it registered that I had different couch surfers, right? Because I like put it in my calendar for the specific dates. They didn't overlap, it was fine. But like, didn't realize that both times it was 4 Malaysian girls. It's a funny mix. I'm getting a lot of Malaysians because it seems that once one Malaysian approves you, the rest are like, oh, good plan. And so it's just like my roommate situation, Gal, if you remember that. How once one rainbow friend came, the rest follow. Once one Malaysian came, now I'm the Korean checkpoint for all the Malaysians. It's pretty great and entertaining. These ones aren't, I wouldn't say they're not as friendly. Maybe they're more shy or a little more standoffish, a little more quiet than the others. They also, I didn't notice it with the last ones, but they do get up at 6 to pray, which is fine. Actually, I like the alarm sound. It's a nice song. I need to ask what it is, but I've been pretending that I haven't been hearing it, so. And they're asleep by like 10:30, which is odd for me. I find it weird. There's a light on at school. Oh well. Yesterday was Tuesday. Oh, I stayed late and then I went and had bibimbap with Alex, who's the guy who knits and I'm teaching him guitar. He's the one, the one who flipped out about Voltaire. I'm not so much feeling this one, but I think he super is, mostly because I met Voltaire. I need to maybe break him of that habit. Monday. Oh, Monday, a bunch of us had dinner for, who had dinner? Me, Christina, and Nikki, who are all staying, and had dinner with Elizabeth, who's going, Elizabeth being our GM, and all-around awesome person. I taught her how to knit, too. And yeah, it was a goodbye dinner for her, which was very nice. I have a dentist appointment for tomorrow. I haven't been this excited for a dentist appointment in a very long time. I am hoping that it is between 1 and, I thought 1, but now it's feeling more like maybe 3 or 4. 1 and several reasonably priced root canals. They always said, like, oh, more fun than a root canal, and you're like, oh, okay, I guess that's not fun. Root canals must suck, but having had several, it's actually great. It's actually great, because once they numb you up, the pain's gone. It doesn't hurt anymore, and they make sure that the pain's not going to come back. Really, really recommend them. 10 out of 10. 30 out of 10. We're now almost at, speaking of 10 minutes. So I'm going to sign off. I don't know if you can tell, but there are certain things I ought to have consumed today and didn't, because, so with the couch surfers here, there's a bed in the middle of my floor, as expected,